Okay, to my friends, someone asked me to be a friend today. Thank you for giving me the benefits of the doubt. Do I say it right? Well, I think you wake up. My videos are very, very strange. It's another planet, trust me. When you are raised in this world and you travel with so much in your mind, you save so much in your CD, and you come across me, there's a little space left. I mean, your CD is already almost full, and I come with all this baggage. It's very difficult to download something for my videos because the breaking news, the Oprah Winfrey Show, the pop star, you've saved so much in your mind, including the 2012 movie. I remember 1999, we all was afraid the world is coming to an end. The year 2000, I remember. I didn't go out that night. I was afraid to go out. From the year 2000 to 2008, 23 of March 2008, my eyes opened. 2009, I started seeing a different picture. 2010 to 2011, in a very short amount of time, for 35 years, I was in the field of downloading what this world have to offer to me. And when I reached to 2010, I delete everything I have in my mind. I rewind my CD in my mind, and I started downloading new consciousness. So, for as long as I choose to go this direction, there are a lot of positive people. I saved their video. So I know I'm not the only one who think in another direction. There are a lot of people who think in another direction. And I'm willing to stick with them till they reverse us to become the youngest children in this world. I know one thing for sure. If they reverse us to become the little children, we have someone to wipe our backside. We have someone to ride us. Someone to take care of us till we become 4 years. And then they have to wake us up in the morning to go to school. When we get there, it's only fun. Little people's city. The saddest side is, when children are little, they don't recognize each other. They just play. If they only tell you that the people who are 100 years old, 80 years old, 70 years old, they are the ones who just die 60 seconds. They take their wind and fix them in the babies that just came out of the women. If someone tell you the children you're watching in the school, they're just old people, they get a new face. They go back to mama and papa. The saddest part is we always see children in mother's and father's arms. When they grow up, we just never think they could go back to mama. Oh yes. Your mother and your father was a stranger. They never knew each other. They met each other and they build you. And you become the face, you have the name, you go to school, you download your friends, you download your address, you download your money, you download the shop, you download everything. You sleep every day and wake up, sleep and wake up. You never think when those two people who live over there, when they get together, when they go in the bedroom, when the woman's stomach is rising, you're not watching to say, hey, maybe that's my new face inside there. Because the same way you was in there, we don't know what you will become 30 years later. We see pregnant women We say, oh, why? You're pregnant. But we don't know that's the graveyard of the people that lives up there. The people who live up there, they will not be there if it doesn't take a 9-month pregnancy to make them. And before they die, the last 9 months is gonna reverse in the graveyard, which is the stomach. A woman was alone, very sexy. And you see her stomach 3 months old. But it doesn't ring a bell to tell you someone is gonna die in 6 months. The stomach of the women is the graveyard, reversing the soul of the people. The last minute before they drop dead, the baby body came out fresh from the oven. They take them back in time. The same wind you think grow up, the wind doesn't grow up. The wind is on the now. The baby came out. The big body forget they used to be in the stomach. Like, I'm so big, I cannot go back. Well, you cannot go back, but when you left, there was so much flesh inside of your mother. There's so much flour in the oven of the women's stomach. They can bake you a new fresh body at any time. To the positive people, I say it again, it's very important. Any 9 months can change your life in 2 ways. If you find out you're pregnant, well, they just decide for you to become old. When you're pregnant, you know you're gonna live long, 5 years longer or 10 years longer. But if someone else is pregnant, you have to question, are you gonna become that child? If you are pregnant, understand, they will be pregnant, they get their body and your wind enter that body and they raise you up, or you swell up, you build them the body, they come to you. You understand? A man and a woman, they standing across the street. A man and a woman, they stand over here. The two is in love, the other two are not in love. The two over here, they make love. This woman is pregnant, but the other one is not pregnant. This woman over here, she's pregnant with a boy and a girl inside of her stomach. The man and the woman across the street, 9 months later, they get in the plane. They get a plane crash. This woman over here, that is pregnant with a twin, just like J-Lo, the baby come out, the plane went down, the wind of the two people you think they're dead, their wind just enter these two babies that just came out of the stomach of J-Lo. And now you see 2 adults in 60 seconds, they become the youngest child again. If they stay across the street, they are not in love anymore. They just live together just to pay the bill. 30 years later, they're gonna get old. So for the system to make sure to reverse them, 5 years later, they go to school. 25 years later, they fall in love again with different people. If they live 30 years longer, they will be old. They are not sexy anymore. But if you reverse them 30 years later, you know they already become 16 years, they already become sweet 18, sweet 20, sweet 25. It is just school and boys and making love and before the stress come again. This world is the heaven and hell. When you're happy to be pregnant, someone is gonna die. When they are pregnant, you're gonna die. You're not dead. You just go back to mama. People like to live longer. They're afraid to be dead. Well, 5 years from now, trust me, there's gonna be so much stress for the adults. But 5 years from now, all the people who are dead, they become children in 60 seconds. 5 years from now, they're gonna be doing nothing but playing in the little people's city. You tell them plane crash, you tell them breaking news. They said what? They need only toys. Understand, any woman you see passing, she was alone. And now she have a graveyard inside of her. Someone gonna die all over the world. You can make a phone call all over the world. They can make a phone call to somebody's wind and they come in the body. What you billing? You raise them up till 25 years. They move out of your house. They go in the streets. They fall in love. They say, Mama, I met somebody. And you say, okay, bless you, my child. They introduce to you a new wife, a new boyfriend. You raise them up. Someone raised you. It is the heaven and the hell. If you act nice to the wind that lives in your body, you will live in heaven forever. But if you abusing the wind that lives inside the other people, the wind that lives inside of you will pull away from you, and you will have nothing but the hell what you're afraid of. It is right in your mind, and you need the cigarettes. It sounds insulting sometimes. I type it on my dance video, which I have on top of the page. But it's not difficult for you to understand. The ones who don't smoke, they have fresh air in their mind. The ones who smoking, you will not smoke if there is no problem in your mind. When you're sleeping, you never light a cigarette. I remind you and remind you so you know. When you're afraid to go to hell, hell is right inside of you right now when you light a cigarette. When you don't get the cigarette, you're going crazy. I said many times, clutch the cigarette. Try to find out how deep you are in a shit. You want to save your money. If you're smoking, if you want to save money, buy more than 10 to 20 bucks of cigarette and save it. For the day the shop, the trucks don't come with it. When you cannot buy it in the shop, you're acting out of your mind. They're going to put you in a truck. They put you away. If you're smoking, you have to save the cigarettes. Don't depend on the store. It is very important. This world is the heaven and the hell. A woman is pregnant. It's no problem being pregnant. You're giving someone a new life. But if you understand, sometimes someone is very happy with someone. They get in a car. They get a car accident. They reverse them. They just take them from their relationship and they fix it to you. And you're raising them. But their wife is over there bleeding, going to the graveyard. When they stay with you till 15 years, till 16, they started thinking, they started acting because when they die, they were not happy. And if you don't be careful, you're going to lose them by the time they become 25 years of age. Because it's the same consciousness inside of them. They're moving them just like you love your husband. Now someone has fallen in love with your husband. The judge say you're going to be divorced. They're going. They can move them away because when your husband was sleeping, they switch his energy. Now he doesn't see you anymore. He sees someone else. The body of the people are not in charge. The wind is in charge, but the consciousness versus the consciousness in this world, negative versus positive.